Imagine being handed a magical paintbrush where everything you draw immediately comes to life. There is just one catch. You are strictly forbidden from painting for the rich and must only use this magic to help the poor. What happens when a greedy landlord tries to steal this power for himself? Welcome to our story, Gopy's Magic Brush. Stanza 1. Go and gather wild beans, Gopy. Go and fetch some rice. Go and pluck the mangoes and bring home something nice. Explanation. The poem opens with our main character, a young girl named Gopy, being sent out to do some everyday chores. She is instructed to gather wild beans, fetch rice, pluck mangoes, and bring home some nice food. Stanza 2. Gopy sits beneath the banyan. A twig is in her hand. She sits there drawing pictures, pictures in the sand. The winds blow by and sweeps away the pictures in the sand. Explanation. But Gopy doesn't do her chores. Instead, she gets distracted. She sits under a banyan tree with a twig, happily drawing pictures in the sand. Sadly, her innocent artwork doesn't last, as the wind blows by and completely sweeps the pictures away. Stanza 3. But on a stone there sits a man. A brush is in his hand. He looks around. He calls to Gopy. Come here, he whispers. Hush. We mustn't let the village know about this magic brush. Explanation. Suddenly, the mystery begins. A man sitting on a nearby stone calls her over quietly. He reveals that he holds a magic brush, and he urgently whispers to Gopy that they must keep this secret from the rest of the village. Stanza 4. He slips the brush into her hand and tells her to be sure. Paint not for the wealthy ones, but only for the poor. Explanation. The man hands the magical brush over to Gopy, but he gives her one incredibly strict rule. He makes her promise that she will never paint for the wealthy and will only use this magic to help the poor. Stanza 5. Did you gather wild beans, Gopy? Did you fetch some rice? Did you pluck the mangoes and bring home something nice? No beans, no rice, no mangoes. Gopy grins and runs inside. She paints a bowl of khichdi and waits until the paint has dried. Explanation. When Gopy gets back home, she is asked if she brought the food she was sent to get. Grinning, she proudly admits she brought absolutely nothing. No beans, no rice, no mangoes. Instead, she runs inside, uses her new brush to paint a bowl of khichdi, a rice and lentil dish, and eagerly waits for the paint to dry. Stanza 6. The bowl is full of khichdi, Gopy. Into the house the villagers streamed. The young and old all wished to see the magic brush of dreams. Explanation. The magic is real. As soon as the paint dries, the drawing transforms into a real bowl completely full of khichdi. The secret quickly gets out, and villagers of all ages stream into the house, desperate to see this incredible magic brush of dreams. Quick break. If you are loving how we break down these magical poems and want to master every single chapter in your syllabus, just like this, hit that subscribe button right now. Thousands of students are learning with us every day, and we don't want you to fall behind. Let's go! Stanza 7. She paints a muffler for a farmer, a plough for another man, a shawl for a grandmother, and for a girl, a fan. Explanation. Staying perfectly true to the promise she made, Gopy uses the brush to help her poor neighbors. She paints practical, helpful items: a muffler and a plough for the farmers, a warm shawl for a grandmother, and a fan for a young girl. Stanza 8. And soon the news spreads far and wide, through forests, fields, and plains, until the zamindar himself hears of these magic gains. Explanation. You can't keep a secret this massive for long. The news spreads far and wide across the forests and plains, until it eventually reaches the ears of the powerful and wealthy zamindar, the local landlord. Stanza 9. I order you to paint for me a fortress tall and grand. Paint treasures, jewels and riches rare, enough to rule this land. Explanation. The greedy zamindar immediately tries to exploit Gopy. He tracks her down and explicitly orders her to paint him a grand fortress, along with rare treasures and jewels, so he can rule the entire land. Stanza 10. Gopy bows and shakes her head. My lord, I can't comply. I swore to use this magic brush to help the needy by. Explanation. Gopy is incredibly brave. Even though he is a powerful lord, she bows, shakes her head, and refuses his command. She boldly tells the zamindar that she swore an oath to only use the magic brush to help the needy. Stanza 11. The zamindar roars and stamps his foot. He bellows to his men, "Seize this brush and seize the girl! Throw her in the pen!" Explanation. The zamindar does not handle rejection well. He throws a massive, roaring tantrum, stamping his foot in anger. He orders his men to seize both Gopy and her brush and throw her into a prison pen. Stanza 12. Now Gopy waits inside the cell, upon a cold mud floor, until the zamindar returns and shouts through the door. Explanation. Poor Gopy is trapped inside a dark cell, sitting upon a cold mud floor. She waits until the angry zamindar returns and begins shouting at her right through the door. Stanza 13. He holds the brush. He thunders loud. Paint my fortress tall, paint gold and rubies, emeralds bright, and you shall leave this hall. Explanation. The zamindar, who has taken the brush, tries to bribe and threaten her into doing his bidding. Thundering loudly, he demands she paint his fortress and precious gems like gold, rubies, and emeralds. He promises that if she does this, she will be allowed to leave the prison hall. Stanza 14. That night, the zamindar lies in bed, dreaming of his gold, while Gopy paints a winding road, a horse both strong and bold. Explanation. The zamindar's greed makes him careless. While he is asleep in bed dreaming of his future gold, Gopy makes a daring escape attempt. Having gotten her brush back, she paints a winding road and a strong, bold horse right inside her cell. Stanza 15. The road leads out of prison gates. The horse she swiftly urges. Gopy leaps on and gallops fast through fields and many villages. Explanation. The magical painting instantly comes to life. The winding road leads her straight out of the prison gates. Gopy leaps onto her new horse and gallops away swiftly, riding fast through the fields and villages to escape her captor. Stanza 16. It's Gopy! It's Gopy! She's back again! Say the villagers, merry and kind. But Gopy keeps on painting still, with the zamindar's men following behind. Explanation. The kind and merry villagers excitedly cheer when they see that Gopy has safely returned. But the suspense isn't over. Gopy can't stop to celebrate. She has to keep painting as she runs because the zamindar's men are hot on her trail, chasing right behind her. Stanza 17. She paints a mighty river wide, its currents fast and deep. The zamindar and all his men stop short and cannot leap. Explanation. To completely block her pursuers, Gopy brilliantly paints a massive, wide river with fast and deep currents. The obstacle works perfectly. The zamindar and his men are forced to stop short because the river is far too wide for them to leap across. Stanza 18. Now should I paint a beast to leap and chase you through? Stop this chase, or it will feast on you and you and you. Explanation. Gopy turns the tables and takes complete control. She threatens the zamindar, warning him that if he doesn't stop this chase immediately, she will paint a terrifying beast to leap over the river and feast on every single one of them. Stanza 19. The zamindar cries, "No, no, no more! I'll leave, I'll go away." He turns and flees. His men behind dare not choose to stay. Explanation. The threat is incredibly effective. The terrified zamindar cries out in fear, begging her to stop and promising to go away. He turns and flees for his life, and his cowardly men quickly follow him, not daring to stay a second longer. Stanza 20. Now Gopy paints for the village folk, a feast of sweets and tea, a courtyard bright, a band to play, and songs of victory. Explanation. With the greedy villain finally defeated, the tone shifts to pure, triumphant joy. Gopy uses her magic brush to reward her community,